Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Today we're at Pearl Studios with Sam. I've also got Kiri from Style Photography and myself, Ralph, from Raphael Photography. We're just coming together, all of us, and we're going to do a little bit of a shoot. We're going to do a headshot shoot, and it's going to be 6 tips on how to improve your headshots. Alright guys, so tip number 1 is all about lenses. So how to choose your different lenses. Different lenses is going to give you a different look each time. So the first one is the 50mm, and it gives you more of a wide angle sort of look. The second one is a 105, so that's this guy here. Whoa! Then there's the 70-200, so it's more of a variable lens, and you can pretty much shoot close up or further away depending on how close you want to be to your subject. But the best one to actually shoot for a headshot is the 105. But we're going to try with all 3 of them and see what the differences are anyway. Alright guys, so we've got Kiri, the handsome devil here from Style Photography. We're going to shoot with a 50mm first, and we'll show you what the results are for that one. Alright, so Kiri, I'll just get you to move your face out that way a little bit, your eyeballs towards me a little bit. That's perfect. Just lean forward a tad, not too much, just stretch your neck out a little bit. That's good, mate. Hold it there. That looks awesome. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Excellent. So we shot with a 50mm, so I'm going to go with the 105 next, and we'll show you what the 105 looks like. Alright, so now we've got the 105, and we're going to see what this one looks like. Alright Kiri, that looks good, mate. Just open up your arms a little bit more, not too much. And just lean forward a tad. That's it. That's awesome, mate. Hold it there. Beautiful. Perfect. Alright guys, I've got the 70-200 now. So the beauty about this lens is that you don't actually have to move forward or back, as opposed to the 2 prime lenses that we used before, the 50mm and the 105. So we can get relatively wide and get 3/4 shot, or from the same spot you can actually increase it to 200mm and you can get the headshot as well. So this is what the 70mm looks like. That looks good, Kiri. You've done this before, mate. Beautiful. Just check that it's all good, all in focus. Excellent. So that's at 70. Now I'm going to go to 200, and what it does is it actually compresses the actual face as well. It looks more aesthetically pleasing. So that's the second one. 70-200. So if you don't want to move too much, this is a perfect place to start with, and that way you've got a bit of a variety.
Alright guys, the first tip from me will be about lighting. Today we're using a 3 lighting setup. No, not necessarily always need a 3 lighting setup. I'm just going to walk about and explain to you what the lights each are doing. So at the moment we've got, we're using a light here as our backlight. This light's now hitting the wall to also wash out the wall, so we have a pure white background. Now because it's a white wall, it's also bouncing back, hitting the back if I was the model. It'll also give me a nice backlight because it's so close to me. We'll also have our second light. Our main key light is our beauty dish here. Now this is mainly using to light our face, and that's going to be our main light. Alright guys, we're using the Octobox here as our fill light, and which is a quite big, giving us nice soft light just to recover from the harshness of the beauty dish that we're using on our face, just to get a nice balance of light in our model.
Alright guys, so the next tip we're going to talk about camera settings. So as you may or may not know, the shutter speed doesn't really control anything when you're in a controlled environment, especially a studio environment like this. So because it's dictated mainly by the lights, it's going to be ISO and f-stop. So your ISO is going to determine the sensitivity of your light, and you want it as low as possible to get the best quality image. So an ISO of 100 or 200 if you're in a Nikon system, and the f-stop is actually going to control the amount of light that's going through. So a good f-stop is f8, f10, f11. Obviously you'll have to test it with your lighting system to make sure you're getting the perfect exposure. So you can use a light meter if you wanted to. That's probably going to give you the most accurate result. Another way is you can keep taking practice shoots and just keep checking your settings until you've got the right exposure. So f8, f9, f11, they're all good to start off with. You don't want anything lower than that because your depth of field is shortened, and so therefore you may not get certain areas in focus. So yeah, f-stop is really important.
G'day guys. The most important thing before you even start talking about lights, setup, is your client. You've got to make sure that your client feels comfortable when they come in for a headshot, because you've got to remember these people sometimes are a little bit inhibitive. They don't want to, you know, stand in front of a camera, and they're not used to it, so it becomes a little bit daunting for them. So a great tip is to maybe sit down with them for a couple of minutes, get to know them a little bit, crack a few jokes, and just make them feel comfortable. Watch them loosen up the shoulders, and that will be a great start for your headshots. Okay, so we've relaxed the client as best as we can, and now we've got him under the lights, and let's see what magic we can create. So Sam, why don't you pull a funny face for me? Okay, so the reason why I asked Sam to pull a funny face, basically it's for a couple of reasons. Just to relax him a little bit more, because now he's in an environment that he's not familiar with under all these lights. And secondly, I get to test as well how my lighting looks, and if I need to make any small adjustments, I can do that without saying to the client, oh, let me change this and let me change that, and so forth. So the lighting looks great, Sam's nice and relaxed. So let's go now to my next tip, which basically is, Sam, lean forward a little bit for me. That's it. And just chin up a little bit for me, and tilt your head a little bit more that way for me, and then that way. So what I've done there is I've just made some final adjustments on Sam's face. We got rid of any double chin that he may have, which obviously Sam doesn't, but if he did, we got rid of that by leaning forward and chin up. So let's have a look at the result. Here we go, Sam. Breathe through your mouth for me, Sam. That's it. Nice and relaxed. Beautiful. 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic. And there he is. Sam's all dolled up.
Okay guys, here I'm going to be talking about two different styles of headshots that you can take. A is your standard portrait headshots, which is from about here, and the camera to be in a portrait orientation. And we've got Ralphie here. We're going to show you what that looks like, and then we'll jump on to the next one. Cracking up, laughing. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Alright, perfect. And the second one you can do is called a cinematic headshot, or as known as your landscape, if you do it on a landscape orientation on your camera. Now what you want to be doing with the cinematic headshots is be very close to your subject. So you're looking at it about from shoulder here, just under your shoulder, to the top of the eyebrows. Now you can be really creative on the way you corp that image as well. So we're going to take a few of that, and we'll show you what that looks like. Alright, Ralph, there we go, perfect, mate. Yeah, coming in a little bit, push in, there we go, crack it up. Squint on the eye, there we go. Nice. Alright, so yep, we've got that as well, so perfect.
Okay guys, so as always, I always like to give a bonus tip. So today's bonus tip is how to set up for a dramatic look. So we've got a 2-light setup this time. The main light is going to be the beauty dish, and the back light is going to be this long strip softbox. So what it's going to do is, this one's the main power. It's going to pull a whole bunch of light very dramatically onto the Kiri's face, and this one is just going to light the rim of his head, hair, and give him a bit of a rim light, and that way what it does is it gives a bit of a background separation. So what I'm going to do also is, because we've got no light in the background, it's going to go to darkness. So therefore it's going to be really punchy, dramatic, and it's going to look really cool. So let's do it. Alright, Kiri, just lean forward a tad. That's it. That's awesome, mate. Just with your chin facing the light a little bit, and your eyeballs towards me. Not too much. There. Yeah, that's cool, mate. Look there. Look at the camera though. And it didn't work again. Hang on. Let's turn the thing on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Look at that, guys. So the way we've set it up is we've got it almost like Rembrandt lighting. He's got a really nice light at the back of his head, and his shoulders as well, of course, and that just gives him a bit more separation from the background, so you can see where he finishes and the background starts. So yeah, we'll just do a couple more. Here we go. We'll do a couple of landscape shots. Beautiful, mate. Hold it there. Awesome. That looks great. Very good. So that's a little bit of a Rembrandt lighting scenario. You can see there's a little triangle on the side of his right cheek. So there you go. By changing the lighting system to a 2-light system and moving it around a little bit at a 45-degree angle, you can get a dramatic shot. So quite versatile. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, share it with your friends. If you found it useful or you have any other techniques or tips, write them down in the comments. And thanks again.
Alright mate, thanks for coming out from Queensland and coming to the studio and checking it out.
Thanks
great
for the
having you
studio.
here anytime.
It's an awesome studio, mate. Loved it. So thank you.
Good to see you again, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Had a lot of fun.
Yes, we did.
And we'll do it again next time.
For sure, mate.
Thank you, Sammy. Great studio, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.